On January 5th, 2017, Jagex launched an update that has shaped the world of old school RuneScape. An update that was never seen before. An update that players were searching for when compared to other popular MMORPGs that have come over the years. On this faithful day, Chambers of Xeric was officially launched for the players to participate, dissect, and enjoy. It's been nearly 4 years since this piece of content went live, so why is it such an addicting piece of content for players such as myself, as well as why is it the greatest addition that has ever come from the developers? I have some theories. Let's deep dive into this video. All other MMORPGs out there, old school RuneScape differentiates itself from others. Its simple combat system, the vast majority of quests, the PvP combat, as well as the dynamic bosses that are present within the game. Although, there was something missing as compared to other MMORPGs. Something that requires gathering 5 to 10 of your closest friends, something that required everyone to have certain gear and weapons, as well as needing 30 minutes to an hour to complete. Of course, what I'm referring to is a raid. Something that was never before seen in old school RuneScape. Something that can hook players into participating and knowing that a linear, and I'm using that in quotes, as you'll see why later on, based PvM challenge is ahead of them. The old school RuneScape community wanted this. It's new, exciting, and with the rewards that Jagex incentivized, players wanted to get their hands on these new things. Chambers of Xeric allows for Jagex to compete against competitors, displaying to them that, hey look, we also have raids in our game. So if you want to try out our old feel MMORPG, once you're late game you can participate in something like this with your friends. Overall, it added more content for players, allowing for even greater engagement to retain players in the game, as well as potentially interesting new players that may want to try old school RuneScape, or get back into their favorite childhood game. From this update, Chambers of Xeric created a great challenge for the community, allowing them to test their PvM knowledge and skills to chase after their newfound riches, which translates into my next segment. Before I say anything pertaining to this section, just take a look at this clip.
Got him.
Can you understand what the hell is going on here? A lot of people can't. And there's probably only a handful of individuals that can perform this well with this much precision, as well as nailing these switches. For those that haven't caught up on it, this is HaiYo, a We Do Raids mod, world record holder, and probably titled as one of the best raiders out there. What HaiYo is performing is a flawless 4-0 cycle on Ohm. What the hell is a 4-0 cycle? Well, to put it simply, it's a specific cycle where you attack 4 times onto Ohm in 1 head rotation, while Ohm does not attack you once. Yeah, this isn't some introductory stuff. This 4-0 method is the standard for those that are soloing. Anyways, this is just a prime example as to why Chambers is a high skill cap ceiling. Ordinary people aren't able to do something like this without hours upon hours of practice. And this is probably why Chambers is so enjoyable for people. It can push you to your limits and truly show you how good of a PvMer you really are. We all start from the very beginning, where we only deal with the most basic of rooms, and slowly progress as we get more and more KC. We then learn Tecton, Vasa, Vespula, and the dreaded Vanguards. As a personal side note, Vasa and Vespula are really not that bad, guys. I've been on raids with people where they go through 1 round of these and they legitimately say, wow, these are so easy, why have I been avoiding them? Anyways, we progress through these KCs acquiring more and more knowledge, slowly building up our skills to tackle these challenges that are laid forth. We initially start out at like 45 minutes or so for a raid, and then we get to 40 minutes, and then 35, and then 30, and eventually you're running 20 to 25 minute raids as if it's a cakewalk like Bandos. And then you'll learn more and more advanced methods in the meantime, such as learning that cutting the tree at muted owl is better overall as compared to barraging and ZGSing specking. Vengeancing Vasa helps out take about 20% of its HP, learning to mage skip at Ohm, learning to save time by not prepping for supplies to fight Ohm. So many layers upon layers of things that people can do to skip a few seconds depending on the rooms to ultimately bring their overall time down for the raid by minutes. With so much knowledge out there to grasp, while trying to perfect these methods, people slowly climb the ladder as they get to the top of where they feel their skill level should be. With so much knowledge out there to grasp, Chambers really captures of how you can continue to perform and learn in order to better yourself for future PVM adventures. It truly shows of how just in-depth and deep this place is. There's a lot to learn, and this truly is a very high skill cap ceiling. My next topic at hand is how Chambers is a linear layout for its room structures. Yes, I'm putting linear in quotes for a reason. You start Chambers in the lobby, and eventually you come to the end, which is Ohm. Your journey is from point A to point B. It's as simple as that. But usually your raids will never be the same in terms of the room layouts. As in, it's quite rare that your back-to-back raid is the exact same rooms in the exact same order. I think this is why Chambers is addicting. Due to the fact of how your starting and end points are the same, but the journey in the middle is different for the majority of the time. You can have a 5-room layout, 6 rooms, or even 9 rooms. It changes every single time you go in. Maybe one raid you deal with Tecton first, and then it's Muted Owl. Another raid it's Guardians first, and then another raid later on it's Vanguards first, you know? The rooms in between are new and different almost every time, making it exciting and seem as if it's a quote-unquote new raid every time you enter. In addition, Chambers has a wide variety of rooms, making people experience a dynamic list of mechanics and objectives. I think this is the main reason as to why I enjoy Chambers so much. I know that these are the same rooms over and over again, but the mapping from one room to the next is not the same. It's randomized. Even though it's the same coat of paint on a wall, it's a different wall every time, slightly changing that is presented to make a fun and interesting environment. Honestly, who doesn't love the rewards from Chambers? Dude, oh my god.
This is a joke.
Boys! Boys! Boys!
Oh my god. Except the arcanes. All they're really good for is a pet roll chance. Seriously though, the unique drop tables are awesome. The most common rewards are the Dexterous and Arcane Prayer Scroll. The Dexterous unlocks the Rigor Prayer, which is one of the most overpowered prayers in the game, while the Arcane unlocks Augury, which isn't really useful at all, which is why it's only a mere 1.3 mil at the time of this recording. Come to think of it, both of these prayer scrolls are low in value. Dex is roughly 28 mil. Man, I remember when that thing was in the 70s. Anyways, there's a lot of different items that you can roll from the unique drop table. The Dragon Hunter crossbow, the Twisted Buckler, the Din's Bulwark, all the ancestral pieces. Little did they know I have Dragon Claws, the Elder Maul, the Kodai Insignia, and of course the most powerful weapon in the game, the Twisted Bow. Only coming in at 1.1 billion GP. You know, something that's just amazing to get as a drop. Something that ascends your PVM to a whole other level, as well as impacts heavily in all other aspects of PVM in the game. To continue forward, seeing a purple light is exhilarating and addictive, knowing that you can earn more and more, knowing that you could become rich as soon as you are lucky enough to roll on the mega rare drop table. In addition, you can get the Omelet pet here, as well as the recolor kit for any of the ancestral pieces, as well as the metamorphic dust for transforming your Omelet pet into many variations of the bosses that you face before Ohm, such as like Tecton, Vanguards, Vespula. You just get a miniature version of that follows you around. The rewards here are one of the primary reasons as to why I keep coming back. I'd love to complete the collection log here, as this has been the content that has kept me hooked during the initial few months of quarantine, But I have to say, the first time that you have a drop in your name, it's a mentality of let's go for another one. Let's go for a back-to-back. Let's keep going. Just one more raid, dude. One more raid. What if this is it? It all starts from there. As soon as you see a purple light on your screen, you're hooked. Well, it was for me. Maybe it has been for you as well. We all play this game for our own reasons and goals. But I will say this, seeing that purple light above that chest is so exhilarating and so addictive for me to participate in such an expansive and in-depth PVM experience.